Hey YouTubers, this is a 2006 Toyota Avalon, and this is the fuse box inside the engine compartment. And if you need to replace your alternator fuse, this is the one right here. But it's pretty tough to get to, so I'm going to give you some pointers here on how to do it. I'll show you how to do it first, and then I'll show you how to get to this part here where you've got the bottom off and all this stuff. But this is what it's going to look like if you just have it attached and you start off. You've got a positive connection here, and you lift this up here, take a bolt off, or nut, actually a nut on here. Take the nut off. Once you do that, you can pull this piece here up, slides off, and then this is out of your way. And now you can get to this fuse, or this, I don't know what they call this. It's many fuses in one strip. I don't know. But this is what you have to get to. This isn't the one you need for the alternator. But I'm just showing you how to do this just in case you need to get to this one here. That's how that comes up. And this is the one for the alternator here. And the alternator, according to the diagram, is up in this part. And what you have to do is take the box apart, take it off there, and you get this part disconnected. I'll show you how to do that later. And now you have these two big wires here, these two big black ones. You take these off, and this is attached to this whole block right here. You can't budge this whole strip, fuse strip, unless you take these bolts out. And then this just slides right up. I'm not going to do that because I've already tested it, and it didn't turn out that that was my problem. What happened was last night I was driving back during the night. It's completely dark, and the lights of my car just all of a sudden stopped. Dash lights, everything. But the motor kept running, luckily. So I'm driving about 2 miles completely in the dark and made it home. Pulled in the driveway and then just shut it off and checked out the battery. And it turns out the car was just running on the battery. So it was down to like 11 volts, and it was getting ready to die anyways. So I determined that the alternator wasn't working because I had the car running. Once I got the battery recharged a little bit, started it up, checked the battery with my meter, and there's no charge coming from the alternator. So I figured it was probably here on the fuse. Nobody on YouTube had a fuse setup like this. This is a limited model, so it has a 140 amp fuse on it for the alternator. So if anybody else is in the same boat, I can save you some work here. I've been spending a few hours on this, tearing it apart, trying to figure out how to get this to where I am. But that's how you do it, and I'll stop the camera and show you how to take this whole thing apart real quick. This piece here is the bottom of the box. When you take this off, okay, there's like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 bolts you have to undo. You have to clip some harnesses back. There's some straps holding the harnesses down, and then you have to slit the wire, or the like down here. This comes out the bottom there, but this is attached to another piece. You have to strip back this, I don't know, it's like tape, heavy duty tape. So it's all taped down to, actually to this piece right here. This goes under here, and this is taped to here. So you have to cut the tape back in order to get this loose from the wires. And same thing over here. You have to strip that back so you can move this around. And then there's a clip right here where this harness goes to, so you can move this. And the same thing over here, I think. So you can see on this here, you've got a bunch of these little tabs here that have to be pried back. So you just get a screwdriver there and you pry them back one by one until the front and the back, until the whole thing will just separate. And then you have to clip this harness here so you can get this apart. Now, to make this piece here easier, this is a really hard part. This just slips in here, covers up there, snaps into place. But see, this here looks like it's all one piece. But actually this goes in there and slides down. You can see there's a tab right here on both sides, and it goes right in there. So you have to get this out of the way in order to get to those bolts there, to get those wires off so you can pull that whole fuse bank. So you'll see this just pulls up and slides out. Once you have to press back these tabs here, right there on both sides, and that releases it, and then you can pull it up. This thing has been a mess, I'll tell you. I had to take the battery out because there's a battery bottom plate which just barely covers up this bottom bolt down here for one of the nuts to release this case. And then you have to, of course, then you have to take off the shrouding here, because there's a brace, a battery brace that goes over here, holds down the battery. It connects right here, goes across. And also I had to pull this upper box off, or just up here, so I could get in here to the bottom, and I can wedge this top piece. It'll go in up under this, which will turn this up like about to right here, so I could work on it, which I don't really need to now, but before I was trying to figure out where this thing was bolted in at, because I tried to pop this up, you know, after seeing how easy the black one came up. Well, I figured there's a tab here that just pushes back and it would probably release. But no way. I spent a long time trying to do that and nothing. So I guess my problem lies in the alternator somewhere. Maybe the regulator burned out, but it's not putting out any voltage at all. And I don't think the alternator would just completely die like that, not put out any charge. Also, there's a fusible link on this model, and it's in this wire here, which goes to one of these two heavy black wires here. So that's a possibility, but I checked the continuity on that, and it's fine. So if you tackle this job, I hope this helps you. Good luck.